and welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today I am going to do some DIYs using dollar store placemats. These are cuter than I thought, so let's get into the video. DIY, I'll be using this Gather Here with Grateful Hearts placemat. This one was from Dollar Tree, and then I'm also using one of the Dollar Tree wood rounds, and I'm just going to be flipping the placemat over and tracing it. Now I'm just using a marker, or I think it's a marker, to trace it. It just works easier and it doesn't come off the placemat. And since this did not fit all the way on this wood round, I'm using that Waverly chalk paint in moss just to touch it up a little bit, because I didn't really want to add anything else to this. I really liked the placemat as is, and I didn't want to add any greenery or florals or bows or anything like that. I thought it just had so much going for it that I didn't want to ruin what I wanted to make here. So lots of Elmer's glue with a glue stick. These work. It works perfect for placemats, especially these ones, and that's all I did. That is it. How easy. DIY, I'll be using this Welcome Spring tray. It was $3, 50% off at Dollar General, and this Make Memories Along the Way. I love this truck, so I'm not really into the words that it has, but I did cut it out to size, and I'm just going to be using my glue stick. Once again, this placemat actually came from Dollar Tree, and this tray came from Dollar General. So it's a little mixture of Dollar General and Dollar Tree today, but I got the inspiration from Dollar Tree. I was just walking by and they had like a plate, like placemats on the side. I'm like, why have I never checked out placemats before? Never have I ever just like stared at them. So I was kind of glad I did. This truck was appealing, and I'm like, this is super cute. I did cut it a tiny bit off, just a tiny bit. You can barely tell. And then once this was done, I just laid something heavy on it for it to dry. And I just added these bowls from Rae Dunn with this cute little pumpkin. I think this is so stinking cute. Next, I had 3 of these wood pieces. I picked these up at a yard sale for 50 cents, and then I'm using this placemat. This was from Dollar General, and I think their placemats are $2 now. A little on the steep side for a placemat, I would say, but with some of these placemats, you can do multiple DIYs with. So thinking of spending the $2 on the placemat, I'm like, okay, well, if I can create more than just one thing. Oh, this one was only $1. I think the other one I bought was $2. But anyways, if you're spending a little bit more than $1 or $1.25 and you can create more DIYs, then it's under $1 or $2, really, like realistically, per DIY. Anyways, I can stop explaining myself. I do it all the time. Yeah, and then I just cut these little pumpkin placemats out to size, and I'm making some cute little coasters. And honestly, with a placemat, these wipe away like no big deal. These are the perfect things to make coasters with. Lots of Elmer's glue. These ones did stick to Elmer's glue, and I will show you guys in a little bit the one that did not. But this is what it looks like. How stinking cute. Also, that little faux whipped cream topper, I did DIY in a recent video, so I will link that below for you guys if you want to check it out too. But I love this, and of course, I am a soccer mom. Next one, I had these wood houses I started painting. These were from Walmart after Mother's Day. They were 75 cents a piece, and I'm just giving them another coat of that Waverly chalk paint in white because I never really finished these. I'm going to be using that same placemat once again. I'm just taking 3 different pumpkins that I liked and then cutting them out, and then I'm going to be using my glue stick once again to add these to the center. Right now I have a thing for gluing everything together. So as I love these wood houses on their own, I thought that they should be glued together to make a larger piece. And so that's what I did here, just gluing them together. And then I decided to add a gingham bow to the center of the one house. And then they're cute, absolutely, but I thought that they needed a little antique waxing, so I'm using that antique wax in the Waverly chalk paint and just dry brushing a little bit because I love everything waxy and dirty and old, and I love the way this looks. So I had to add just a little bit. So if you're not into that and you want to add some black or some orange, you could totally dry brush that color as well. This DIY, I'll be using this Welcome to the Pumpkin Patch placemat. This was $2 at Dollar General. I'm going to be using 3 of these wood pieces from Dollar Tree. This first one, actually all 3 of them, I will be painting white. I know, but I think white just always works out as the backdrop or even just the natural wood. But I just, white was my thing that day. So anyways, I cut that truck out alone. So this didn't take any time at all. Using my Elmer's glue stick, I'm gluing this right to the center of that wood piece. And that's all I did here. So sometimes my stuff is pretty simple, but you could always add some bows, some twine. You could add some faux pumpkins to the back of that and like make it a 3D effect. There's tons of things you can do with it, but I just really liked the way this looked on its own. So that's what I did there. So I'm also going to be using the Welcome to Our Pumpkin Patch part of that placemat. I did a couple DIYs with this and I love them. So I'm doing that Welcome to Our Pumpkin Patch. I used Elmer's glue once again, and then I just glued this right to the center. I loved this placemat. I actually picked up 2 of these because I knew there was multiple DIYs that I could do with them. And I'm already on my second one, and I have more. I promise you. I have this faux suede cord. This was found at Walmart, and I love this darker gray, and I've never known really what to do with it, but I thought this needs a little bit. That welcome and that patch is a darker gray, so I thought this would look so good together. So I just wrapped it around one side, and then I decided to wrap it around the second. Yes, my hands are filthy. I never wash them while I paint, and then I blow dry, and then if I have ideas, I do not stop for 1 second. Also, I am not apologizing for having painty hands. Like, this is a craft video, first off. But that's what that sign looks like when it's done. I love this one. It is so cute, and it was a placemat to start with. This placemat was found at Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using that buffalo check from the last placemat as well, from the truck. And I had that Welcome to Our Patch sign. And I think I did this DIY first, or maybe I don't know what I did. But obviously this is a little backwards, but I wanted to get all of that placemat in one video, or one section of the video, so you could see what I did there. So I'm using like my little Cricut cutter just to line these up, and I'll tell you what, scissors probably worked better for me because this kept sliding so much. But anyways, I cut out that little to-go coffee cup. I thought this looked super fall. I thought this was so cute, and I'm like, maybe I'll do pumpkin spice, and I totally changed my mind in the end. So anyways, Elmer's glue stick works great with this, but then when I was adding that buffalo check to the bottom, it would not stick. I have no idea why. I don't know if the wood was just a little bit rough, but I did have to end up adding some hot glue in the end to these little strips of buffalo check. And I just kept kind of moving them around, and you can see it's kind of sliding off. And I'm like, do I just wait till it dries? No, we got to add some hot glue. Stickers from Dollar Tree. I decided just to add one of those sunflowers to the center of this cup in that. DIY, I'll be using these pumpkins. These are from Dollar Tree. I think they have them every single year. I'm going to be taking the bows off, and I also am going to be taking those little wood pieces off the front because I am going to be using one of them for the same DIY. I'm so excited. These turned out so cute. These turned out better than I ever hoped for. I'm using that Welcome to Our Pumpkin Patch again, and if you only pick up one of these placemats, or if you only have one idea instead of the 2 that I have, there's options here. That's what I loved about this video, is that I could use the same placemat and make multiple DIYs with it without having to go and spend $50 to make this entire video. So you can go out and spend $10 and probably recreate all of these. So I think that's a pretty inexpensive craft, and you're getting a ton of inspiration out of this. So I'm cutting this once again, and like I said, I would much rather just use scissors, because just however I was cutting this, it just kept sliding away from me every single time. Like, it was every single time. Glue stick, of course. I went through, I think, 4 or 5 glue sticks total in this video. So luckily, I feel like I just buy glue sticks out after school happens and they go on clearance. I always pick up a ton because I know I'm going to use them through the year. So I started off with gluing this placemat and then cutting around it. And then for whatever reason, it was just not laying down. So I don't know if it was, I don't know what it is. The Elmer's glue sticks just don't work. And I don't know why I call them Elmer's glue sticks. They're just glue sticks. That's what I keep saying. I think I keep reading that. I don't know why. Elmer's glue sticks. So I end up using some hot glue. I always use my Gorilla Glue Gun with my Gorilla glue sticks. I'm adding that bow right back to the top. And of course, we have to add one of these little sunflower stickers. I think these are so cute. And that is it for this one. You have a cute little pumpkin DIY with a placemat. So for the next one, I decided to use that hand-picked and open daily. I'm not going to be using that little piece in the center, but you could add it somewhere if you chose to. This one was super easy. This one probably is one of my favorites in this video thus far. And I say thus far, but it's like the end of the video, so I don't know why I just said that. But yeah, hand-picked, open daily. I did use hot glue for this. I just wasn't feeling using the glue stick and using hot glue. Gluing that piece, this actually came off of the pumpkin, but I loved it. I think it's so pretty, and they came off so easy. I think I just used some of my scissors, or you can use a butter knife. I always have a butter knife on hand. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys have a butter knife in your craft stash just in case of emergencies? Because I do. And then I'm just using that antique wax and just giving a little dry brush, giving this a little extra, making it look more like a pumpkin. And then I'm trying to cover up my mess ups at the bottom. But that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love if you consider sticking around and subscribing. And I will see you guys the next one. Bye.